Hello, Beez Bladers! Welcome back and welcome newcomers to the channel. Are you a knife enthusiast? Do you like collecting knives? Do you like collecting budget knives? Do you like titanium? Well, guess what? I've got a little bad boy that actually is not too bad. It really surprised me. Look at it. Look at this little thing. This is the Masalong Kni215 and they run about 22 bucks on Amazon. I'll give you the quick rundown, make it quick, but you can decide if you want one of these little things. It is the coolest little knife ever. So this frag pattern was my favorite one out of the bunch. You can get, let's see, they have the frag. They also have blue. The rest of the versions aren't frag patterns. So if you don't like the frag, guess what? You're in luck. They have the blue, brown, gray, and then kind of a purple. Yeah, I would call it purple. And they are all the slick titanium. All of them are titanium, T8, T6s, and check it out. I mean, would you look at it? It's so little. And I'll put it up next to some other knives so you can get a really good idea of how small it is. No pocket clip. This is going to be a pocket dropper. I already know. It's going to fit into your fifth pocket like nobody's business. Couple brass colored, what do you call those, standoffs? It's centered, nice looking tip. And wait till you see this little blade. The jimping is good-donk, good-donk, good-donk. It has big jimping, but it actually is aggressive enough to hold your finger. A lot of the times when you get the big jimping like that, it won't hold your finger in place and your finger just slides off of it. And it is a frame lock. Check that out. And texture vision, well, I mean, can you get better texture than frame? Can you get better frame than texture lock? No. Then frag pattern, I mean, look at that. Isn't that cool? You want to see this humongous, ginormous blade? Oh, and here's your pivot. I think the pivot is neat. You have enough room for it to stick out. It kind of gives it a really nice look. It adds to the whole aesthetic. Now, this is a fun knife. This isn't a, oh, why are you showing that knife? That's not a, yes, it is a usable knife. All right, so here's the push button. Snap. Look at that. Check that out. Is that not the coolest little knife ever? And the thing that's so cool that I like about it is it's titanium. You can have some titanium for like $22. I mean, seriously? Look at that. Warncliffe blade. Love the blade shape. You know, if this was a big knife, people would be going nuts over it. But I think this is going to be a perfect little package opener, box opener. If you're at a birthday or Christmas or something, hand someone this knife, they're going to be like, what in the world? It's the most wicked package opener you've ever seen. Is that not cool? D2 blade steel. And here's an up-closey look at the blade. Has a nice looking finish, a little bit of that pre-packaged oil on it. It's a, I guess I would call it, is that stonewash? Kind of a sandblast / stonewash going on. Let me wipe it off. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's more of a stonewash look. No branding. Look at that. That is so cool. No branding, no, what do you call it, billboarding everywhere. And here are the thumb studs. The thumb studs are comfortable. They're not sharp. Very nice. And then look at that jimping. Whoo, boy. That's some big old jimps. And they have them going all the way down here where they're not even usable, but I think it just keeps adding to the whole aesthetic of the knife. I like that. So, can we do the old light switch? Yes. It has a little click. I mean, it's not a huge knife. There's your action. The pass-through is really easy. Look at this. It's super easy. The lockup, I'd say, is about about 55 or so, maybe 60% lockup, which on this knife is not important. I mean, who cares, right? And then you're centering on this little dude. It is dead centered. Look at the tip. It has a nice strong tip. Now, as far as, I tell you what, let me show you what it looks like next to some other knives, and then we'll look at the ergos. Now, just because everyone in the world has or has seen a Civivi Elementum, I'm going to put an Elementum up here right next to it. See there? It is a little boy. Little. There's an Elementum, and here's the new Civivi full-size Kiwi. That's the Civivi Kiwi. See? It's a little one, and this is going to be definitely one to go in my fifth pocket. You know, we'll see if it cuts. We'll check out the edge. Here's the CJRB Mylea, and, you know, for reference, here's the CJRB more Mylea. Is that not just the coolest thing ever? All right, here's a couple more. Check this out. Here is the Cold Steel Tough Light, which I think is a really good comparison knife. Now, if you consider how much you pay for a Cold Steel Tough Light, and then this, and then the materials, this one's HCR 13 MOV, this one's D2 blade steel. And not to mention, look how much more blade you get with this knife. Now, the one thing that would be a drawback is the amount of handle space. You can get 4 fingers on this one. This one's probably going to be like a 2.5 finger jobby. Now, for more reference, just because we're having some fun with this video, here's the Cold Steel Tough Light. And let me back out just a wee bit. Here's the Tough Light. Here's the KI215, and then here is the mini Tough Light. So it's kind of in between, not counting the handle. Here is, oh yeah, look at that. That's a beast. It's like the little baby. It's like dad brought his son to work. This is the Cybertruck, and man, is it mean looking. And how about this one? The Concept Mini Corvid. And I'll put links in the description to all these knives that you've seen in this video, like I always do. Now, if you thought this one was small, hey, it's a step up. But I think the best size comparisons are probably going to be the Mini Tough Light and the Corvid Mini, or the CJRB Milea. Everybody has a Milea by now. Just about everybody has a Milea. So there you go. There's your sizes. This little dude doesn't even weigh 2 ounces. It's 1.84 ounces. The total length's 4.66 inches. You have D2 steel. It's a Wharncliffe blade. Your total blade length's 1.85 inches, and the sharpened length's just a smidge below that. Your blade width's 0.89 inches. Your blade stock thickness, 116 thousandths of an inch. It's 23 thousandths of an inch behind the edge. Titanium for your handle, and your close length's 2.84 inches, so it's not even 3 inches long. It's a little bitty knife. The handle width's 0.78 inches, and your close width at the widest point's 1.19 inches. The handle thickness, it's only 0.38 inches, so it's small. You have a thumb hole and a flipper to use. It has T8 and T6s for your stuff. And this is the Masalong Kni215. Let's check out the action and the ergos. I almost forgot. We got to try to cut a piece of paper. Will it cut paper? I didn't, you know what? I didn't expect with this knife for some reason for it to actually have an edge on it. Yes. Look at that. Look at that. Nice. So it actually does have an edge, and there's nothing easier to sharpen than a knife this size. Actually, like just to freshen it up, look at this. All you have to do is go straight back and forth on your strop or your sharpening stone. It's the easiest thing in the world because you don't have to worry about angles or anything. Well, not angles, but you don't have to worry about swooping up or keeping your wrist straight or anything. It's just straight back and forth. If you're like me and you like knife content and also having some fun with knives and not always being so serious, hey, hit the subscribe button and the bell button, all that good stuff. Check out the description for all my discount codes and all that fun stuff. And do me a favor, give me a thumbs up. All right, let's see how this works. So doing the old light switch, it does have a little snap. You know, I have to put a little bit behind it. It doesn't have a strong detent. Doing the push button, yes. It's not a thwack. It's a snip. It's a little snip. But the pass-through is easy. You know what? This would actually be a fun little fidget knife when you're sitting there doing paperwork, driving down the road. That's not too bad. It's comfortable. I didn't think that this knife was going to actually be functional. Now, here's the question. Can we actually reverse flick this little thing? Oh, yes! It reverse flicks better than... Nice! All right, ergos. My hand's 4 inches from here to here, 3.5 from here to here. From the bottom of my palm to the tip of my middle finger is 7.25. So this is what it looks like. I can get about 2.5, let's see, yeah, about 2.5 fingers on there. And that's all this is. This isn't like a big knife. This is going to be just a package opener. That's comfortable. The jimping is a little aggressive, which I prefer it be with that big jimps. If it doesn't have any aggression, then big jimping's useless. And check this out. Look at that. So there's kind of a swoop up here at the top of the spine. Hey, look at that. It is, and it's going to stay locked. It's a frame lock. Your finger is keeping it locked. That actually works. And how about, yep, there you go. This is a utility cutter. This fits well. That spot right there for your finger to fit in, super comfortable. You're going to, yeah, you could do utility cuts with this. I mean, it's not going to be something you're going to take on the job site at a construction site or something. Well, I mean, it might be. It's not one of those knives. This is one of those knives that you appreciate knives. You want something different. You want something titanium. It looks cool. I think it's actually worth the $22. Can I do this left-handed? I don't know. Yes, I can. Not very strong. But you know what? It's an ambidextrous knife. There's no pocket clip. You don't have to worry about that. This is a pocket dropper. Definitely a 5th pocket carry. I think this is pretty cool. I'm curious what you all think about it. What you all think about these fun knives like this. You know, sometimes we get the $22 knives that are work knives, but not every knife has to be a serious knife. This is one that You know, if you just want to sit on your desk or sit wherever because it looks cool, or have it sitting there where you open letters. I don't know. But tell me what y'all think about it. I really enjoyed this. It was way more of a knife than I actually expected it was going to be. This was a lot of fun. Go watch this video. You're going to enjoy that. And you know what? If you don't want to watch that one, go check that one out. But until I see y'all again or see you in the live streams or the chats, remember, live life in the present, keep a Band-Aid handy, and don't cut yourself.